Hey y'all, Mason here, CNA Games, back again. Bulking Up series. Oh, it's an interesting series, isn't it? Pretty wild. So, let's look at the numbers. I haven't checked the numbers. Actually, I don't know what it is. Hold on. I should probably prepared, but it's okay. We'll stall for time. How's everybody doing? What's up? Okay. Can we see it? Let me see. 67,657. I think that might actually be down from last week. But remember, as we sell, we have to keep going through and replenishing the stock, right? So if we sell thousands of cards in a week, we also have to keep that number up. So obviously not big on adding quantity currently. We are currently refining processes, auditing, making sure conditioning is correct, and going through and make sure we are peachy keen, trying to get above that 5% and getting to the 2% that we need to be get at to be in up to snuff on direct. It's been a battle. It's been hectic. You know, when you add several thousands of cards into the system, and then you say, "Oopsies, we need to go back and get those cards and reevaluate them, reprocess them because of the condition." When you have 1,000 cards, you just splashed into an inventory of 70,000 or close to 70,000. It's a task. It's a really hard thing. Go back through it over and over and over again. Have somebody else go back over it, the other person, and make sure that they were correct and that kind of stuff. And then, obviously, very busy week with Modern Horizons 3. Really seeing some just wild swings as far as things buying and selling. Direct, as more and more of that gets on direct and gets into that kind of quantity. People are stocking up on that kind of stuff. So, keeping us busy as far as just maintaining right now. So, I'm okay with not adding quantity in crazy amounts because we have all these issues to go through. The couple RIs that we've done, I know one of them was right at I think it was like 3.6% or something. You know, not there, but refining, right? And then the next one right after that was something, another ridiculous one again. But that one should be the last one that Monday that we sent before that Tuesday when we got the email from TCGPlayer said, "Hey, get your shit together, or else." So that's where we're at time wise as far as RIs, directs, and sales on direct program. We have to go through that time process. It takes that long to get through the kind of backlog. So after the one for Monday, going forward, we should be a lot better condition wise. As far as things being able to be found and stuff like that, MH3 has been really, really good. Not too many issues there. A couple of issues with the foil types and the different types of rarities that's in the set. The ripples versus the textured versus the, all that other stuff. So it's a process. It's definitely something that we have to go through and kind of make sure everybody's on the same page and knows what's what in each set, right? But I wanted to show this. The SCI, which is the inventory that is returned to you. This is the aftermath of messing up, having big boo-boos, and all these cards. They were very great and efficient, and they were very good about putting all this stuff in the same little envelope. But yeah, when you put it all like that, it is definitely a stark and just very upsetting visual to have just returned to you and be like, "Hey man, these are all the things, these are all your mistakes. Here you go." It's not a great feeling. So yeah, all the stuff that they go and detail everything about what things should have been. And that one is the just the discrepancies. The other one, the bad one, is where they go down and they break down all the reimbursement stuff. Kind of weird. I got a lot of like extra quantities, which is, I don't really remember seeing a lot of those, but apparently that's was another thing. So things just getting pulled, or things not being very accurate in that way. But yeah, obviously, and then the tons and tons and tons of condition issues stuff that is stuff that we have been working on. But you know, again, we just now get that stuff back. It takes a week or so, or I guess 2 weeks really, to get that kind of stuff back to where you're like can go back through and evaluate it. So that's the task for tomorrow, because we just got this today. So we're gonna go through tomorrow and see where we're at on that. But yeah, a lot of different kind of stuff that we're having to go through. So yeah, really trying to nail down the process and try to take as much human elements out of this as possible. And that's going to be the kind of like the takeaway for the day is anything that you can automate or anything that you can use, you know, try to use that to your advantage so that, you know, as many human elements get removed. Because oftentimes, you know, as people go through and they'll buy things, or they'll, you know, go to price stuff out, we use a spreadsheet, like an Excel sheet, that when you put in a price of a card, it spits out a number for our buy rate, and then our cash, and then our credit rate, based on a percentage that we come up with. So it's based off of you know, bands of price. So, you know, a $5 card, we pay less percentage than we do for a $50 card, obviously, right? So it is a sliding scale based on that. And then our Excel sheet, when you put in the number for the card, it spits out that automatically. So it's really, really nice, an easy way to do it. But trying to get stuff like Quick List, and try to get that kind of refined, and try to use Quick List in its current function to where all that stuff is kind of like automated, so we don't have to worry about manually entering cards one by one. For a long time, we would have internal argues, and I think I've even talked about this in a clip, or in this series before, about manual entry versus Quick List, which is faster. Again, in a world where speed is not necessarily the goal, very much not the goal, accuracy is the goal, Quick List does trump it, in that Quick List contains it. You have that, you condition them, and then we put them in these, we can have these little trays. We got from, this is Gamegenic, they have these little trays that I have like little movable dividers in them, so you can kind of like, based on how many cards you have. Of course, we got those stickers and stuff on it, but it's by condition. So case cards, near man, all this stuff, and then as you do a buy, you put it into this tray. And then we take this tray, and then we, you know, as we price out in the Quick List, this tray goes away. We then put those cards away in the system, or in our drawers. After we submit the Quick List, that goes into the list of TCGPlayer. Put the stuff away, and then we push the list to live, and that's all staged and then to live. It is a workflow that makes everything happen all at once. And again, there's not people manually entering one at a time. You go through, you have a Quick List, and then as you go through and you put stuff away, you can verify stuff, make sure that the conditions are what they are based on where they are in the trays. We could even have somebody do the buy, and then somebody else put the cards away. And then they can also look and check and see and make sure that the conditions are correct. And if they're not, they know to remove them. And then take them from the list before that gets submitted. So I feel like the workflow is pretty good. We've done pretty well about refining that process. There's still a lot to it. There's still a lot that is involved as far as stuff coming from the Rokas, but maybe that's a topic for another video, or maybe that's something that we'll keep for us for right now. But so that's the latest and greatest that we have to do, and we're worrying about. It's definitely been this week, let me tell you. Very appropriate shirt for what's been going on. Just, you know, day by day trying to make sure we're getting our numbers correct. The RAs have felt really good. The stuff that we've been sitting in feels really good. You know, still pretty big orders, but still lots of minimal stuff as far as like things that are missing. And then condition wise, it feels like we're good. So it's yeah. My guys, you can even tell they're a little gun shy to even like put stuff in the system, and I try to tell them, you know, you have everything that you need to make these decisions and to do everything. Like, I have complete faith in all of y'all to get this correct and get this figured out and get it nailed down. Do not be afraid to do your job. That's really something that, you know, but they are very much like, hey, double checking conditions with each other and stuff like that, which is what we want. We want that to be happening and make sure that everybody's on the same page. So all the things and all the stuff that we've done, it's completely changed the culture of how we process cards. It's very detail oriented, which is good because we have people watching, make sure that they're doing things correctly, and then we have them when they go to put things away, make sure that things are going in the place properly. If something doesn't line up or something like that, they're pulling the card and make sure that things get double checked instead of just letting it go. Stuff like that. So good, just going from here. Continue doing audits, continue double checking, because we did stuff in the boxes in the storage systems. We've done this kind of stuff, but we have not done stuff from the case. So we were going through the cases and doing some corrections and doing audits there. So it's just, audits are very difficult when you have a live inventory and you're trying to update those numbers and stuff that's on direct versus stuff that are on your personal orders versus stuff that may be like in limbo, like in processing. I don't know how long it takes to have a card splash onto a direct. I have no idea. As far as somebody clicks the buy button to when it shows up, I have no idea. But trying to reference an open RI, it can be very difficult. So what we've been doing to do audits for stuff that is pending that we don't know if it's on an RI or not, we've been putting in an ETB bottom or a bundle bottom like this. And this is stuff that is sitting, waiting to go, and double check and make sure it's not on the RI. Most of it is, but if anything that isn't, we can then be double sure that it's a discrepancy for real, and we can go and put that card back in the system. But that's the only way to do it. Instead of stopping your inventory and just, having to wait several days. You have to stop your inventory, wait for the direct sales to clear, and then start. And, that could take days and days. And it's just not, we don't have that kind of time to stop and not sell things. That's just not a feasible thing. So that's the play. Anything that's a discrepancy goes in the ETB bottom, and then if it's on an RI, great, it's in that box. And if not, we figured out what happened. And that's the hardest part, when people say, I know I put that card in the inventory, it was me that did it, and then being able to trace it back. That's easy when it's all stuff from weeks and weeks ago in a set box, random stuff in the set box, and not, it's very hard to trace. I wish TCGPlayer would show you the ins and outs from your cards. Like when you went into a card, you go to look up and you go to list a card. If they gave you like a little thing about your ins and outs. I just clicked on this Akora card because it's the first one. Shout outs to the Akora TCG. If they had like down here where it said, oh hey, you sold this, you put this in inventory and it sold this day, and you put this in this inventory and this happened this day, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. It makes this so easy, because I could immediately go, okay, this happened at this time, who was working that day, who did that buy, whatever. It'd make it really easy. But there is no easy way to audit stuff on TCGPlayer as far as things that go in the system and come out of the system. And the way that we do our pricing, because the prices change every day, the one reporting way that is a doable way to follow that, it gets flooded with pricing updates. So that's not a great way for that to happen. So it's not a great system anyways. So it's not like we're missing out, but it's not great anyways. But anyways, that's just where we're at. Been a hectic week. My stomach hurts. Probably getting stomach ulcers or something from being so upset about this whole thing. But we shall persevere, and we'll get there. That is what I keep telling my guys. So we're getting better for sure. It feels better. So that's something. Next week, we'll see you guys then. Appreciate y'all watching. All right. Bye.